I gotta be really careful with this question. Oh my God, in the future, yes, but not now, because my mom is used to the best and she's super honest. Okay, I admit that too. I always have to check if my eyebrows are still there.
Yeah.
No, I just like food. I was assigned to the pigs. That's the best.
I'm Gia with Jessica, Drew, and Camille, and you're watching K-Talk.
Casey, killer confidence.
Kind-hearted celebrity.
Killer curves.
Kitchen collabs.
Yup, her online cooking show, Kitchen Collabs, is a virtual cookout with chefs and celebrities.
She is the latest personality to join the Kawali Kasan, a sustainable home cooking series, and is fundraising for the World Fund for Nature Philippines.
Also to support local producers, the farmers.
And she also promotes healthy and eco-friendly recipes. And we are so glad and honored to have her here on G-Talk. Please welcome actress, singer, jewelry designer, humanitarian, and the Philippines ambassador against hunger, the beautiful, the glamorous Christina Cassandra Casey Concepcion.
Hi!
Oh my God,
we're here.
I'm so happy to have you.
I'm so happy to be here. It's nice to see you, ladies. I am so excited. Thank you for having me on your show.
Absolutely. Casey, you have always come across as someone who is prim and proper, but with your cooking show on YouTube, you are showing another side of you, a hilarious Casey. Can you tell us something random about yourself that the public doesn't know about you?
Oh, well, I am actually just such a nut. Like I get so nervous on camera. I get so nervous, like trying to keep it together because I'm actually super clumsy and just like, I can be crazy. But I think just doing things online and doing things digitally, like that really helps me kind of just be myself because you're at home, you're in your own kitchen and like, you know, it's just this whole situation of being quarantined just kind of like strips people off like of their layers and it just kind of like brings out the like authentic selves of everybody. So I like it. I love like connecting with my good friends and seeing them online and being together even when we're apart. So that it's just great. So I'm glad you noted. I'm glad you noticed.
I was just gonna say I was watching your seafood curry channel, that first episode for your kitchen collabs, and I thought it was so funny when you said goodbye crab mentality. I really think you should come up with a book called Caseyisms.
Oh, wow. That'd be fun. It would be Tagalog English, though, because over here in the mainland, everybody just rolls with Taglish. You know, it's kind of like Hinglish, like Hindu English and like Bollywood style. People just mix Tagalog with English, and that would be fun. You know, when you crack jokes in Tagalog, there isn't normally an English translation. So sometimes things are funnier when you say it in Filipino.
So Casey, who is your dream kitchen collab and why? And what dish would you be making?
Oh, wow. I mean, I don't have one person in mind, but I would love to learn how to bake something. I would love to, because I'm not like a professional chef. Like I just literally learned to cook all of these things during the whole quarantine, like since March, April, May. Like I was forced into this because I was quarantined alone. I don't know if you guys are quarantined with anybody, but I found myself solo quarantining. And so like all of this is already like, it's just, I'm learning I feel like a baby, like I'm learning so many things in such a short time. And I basically just learned dishes like hot meals. I haven't learned how to bake any dessert or anything. So I would love to learn how to bake something. I've never baked anything in my whole life.
Bake what? Cheesecake? What kind?
I would love to learn how to make like a strawberry shortcake, like maybe a rum cake, or just something simple like banana bread or like chocolate chip cookies, like something super basic.
But if you were a dish, what would you do and why?
Oh wow. Okay. So last week, so on one of the episodes of Kitchen Collabs, we actually made adobo con chocolate. And I feel like if I were a dish, I would be that because
Really?
yeah, like because I don't know if you all know about like chicken adobo. I mean, but if you have chocolate, like that rich tablet, it's called tablea. It's a rich chocolate that's like pure cacao, and it's grown in the Philippines and like roasted and kind of molded into tablets. So these are like the actual authentic cacaos that are made into tablets. That is usually reserved for like hot, like a Philippine Spanish style hot chocolate.
Yes.
I don't know how into food you are because y'all are like super fit. You guys look like super sexy and fit, but hot chocolate is usually reserved for like the hot chocolate we know for like, like a snack or like a dessert. But if you mix that with adobo, then it brings something unexpected to something that's supposed to be a classic. So I think even with the way I dress or the way I approach life, I always like to keep traditions. I'm still very traditional in my like heart and soul, but I like in a way there's always that like twist that is kind of like that twist that adds some spice to like every day. So,
Correct me if I'm wrong, but tablea is bitter or very strong?
yeah, so tablea is the actual well, I'm not an expert, but from what I've learned, tablea is basically mashed cacao, like the actual cacao beans, and they're roasted and then kind of like molded into tablets. So they come unsweetened or sweetened.
Oh,
So, but
okay.
obviously for cooking, you wouldn't want to do the sweet. You would want to like keep it authentic.
Oh, talking about food is making me hungry. I'm sure people who watch your videos, Casey, just love them. I mean, who would hate on food? But when you put out content out there, there are always trolls or haters. So my next question to you is, if you had to serve a dish to somebody who was not a fan, what would it be? And yeah, what ingredients, what dish would it be?
Oh wow! I gotta be really careful with this question. Well, I think I would serve them chocolate cake with chili pepper.
Oh.
Okay.
But you're still being nice.
Why? I don't know why.
Why? Okay.
Right now.
Yeah, spicy hot chocolate is a thing. I don't know if you knew that.
No, like I just yeah, like I feel like they need some sweetness in their lives. A lot of people when they bash, it's really more of a reflection of who they are than who the person they're talking about is. And so like I would just want to give them a dose of their own medicine, but like with a little sweetness to it.
I like how you deal with them. The bashers.
Energy is just it's so sacred, like I feel like we really, I mean, even negative energy can be contagious,
Right.
So I just don't, I've learned through the years to just kind of put my energy where into something that I want to grow. So whatever you put your energy in will grow.
Yes.
And if you take away the energy, then it just ends there.
Yes. I like how you humor them.
Well, I mean, like I've learned to not take life so seriously, and sometimes when you laugh at a situation, it's actually kind of funny, and then it just disappears because it can be hurtful. Like bashing can actually like ruin your day. Like it can actually ruin your self-esteem. I'm not immune to that, so I've just learned as time went by. I mean, as time goes by, you learn more and more how to protect your energy and stay, positive in your own space. But
Yeah, 100% agreed. And speaking of protecting your energies, what dish would you serve to your ex-lovers without naming any names?
Not like I've had many. I would give them milk and honey.
Ooh, okay.
I think milk and honey, you know, put it
All
to
of
bed,
them?
put it to rest.
All of them? Milk and honey?
Yeah,
Why?
because that's what you take when you're about to go to sleep. You want to just put them to rest. You want to put it to bed. It's done. It's the past. When you think of happy thoughts, like I don't break, like I don't. I think I've been in pretty healthy relationships, and it's really important to kind of like always just keep the happy thoughts and not dwell on like the things that went wrong. If anything, it's nice to just remember things with sweetness and calm and carry on.
Oh, you're so nice.
No, I just like food.
Did you ever have any like kitchen injury, cut yourself, too much bleeding, got burned?
Oh yeah, I've been burned so many times before, like physically burned. I don't do well. I'm super clumsy, so I don't do well with like oils in the frying pan, hot stuff.
I saw a little clip of you turning on the fire, like the chef goes, turn on the fire, and you turned it on, and you go, that was a lot of fire. Did you burn yourself during that clip?
I do all the time. Like I always have to check if my eyebrows are still there.
Yeah.
So far, they're all right.
Do you believe that some chefs do any kind of revenge on annoying customers or disrespectful customers?
Oh my God. So I lived in Paris for like 5 years, and yes, I mean I've seen that there for sure. Like they don't like when you complain about the food, they like you can't like have you guys seen Emily in Paris?
Yes, I was just gonna bring that up. It's such a good
true.
show.
That part with the steak is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you don't ask for like ketchup or anything there, or like A1, or like you don't, like they're super protective there. So yeah, I've experienced that out there in Europe. In the Philippines, not so much. Like people here are super nice. They want to just make their customers happy. But definitely, Paris is a different story altogether. Like,
Wait, can you give us an example of what they did? Because we haven't seen that movie, so we don't know. What did they do?
So basically, when you like order a steak, and you want it well done, and you didn't order it well done, and you send it back and you're like, oh, this isn't cooked or whatever. And then they get really protective and they're like, no, it's cooked perfectly. Or if you ask for like something on the side, like sauce or like ketchup or whatever, steak sauce, they'll look at you and be like, why? Is there like the chef will literally come out and be like, is there something wrong with my cooking? And you're like, no, I just like the taste of steak sauce. Like, but they take it super personally. So, well, that's the only experience I've had. It wasn't anything crazy. Like Filipinos and Americans, a lot of us, we always kind of just like things to our taste. Like we like to send things back or like ask for more, and I feel like in France, at least, there's like a sort of form of respect that when you sit there, you accept like you trust them enough to like serve you something that is good as it is, Like they're really protective about that. It makes me nervous. It makes me so nervous when like the chef comes out, or I have a friend that like asks for more or asks for something different. It's like it makes me so nervous because I never know how they're going to react. It's a different culture,
Right. Yeah.
So, what was the first dish you ever made without someone's help? I mean, did they try to send it back or like what?
So I'm not a chef. I don't do this professionally. I've only been cooking at home. But like I do, I mean, in quarantine, obviously the first few meals that I made were like a disaster, major disaster. I couldn't even eat it myself. I tried making lasagna and failed miserably at it. Just, I try not to, I mean, I haven't actually cooked for my mom. I haven't cooked for my immediate family with like my stepdad and like their kids, like my sisters on my mom's side. I haven't cooked for them because my mom is used to the best. and she's super honest. So it makes me nervous to like try. But my cousins, I cook for them all the time. My friends, I cook for them all the time.
Well, to be fair, lasagna is a pretty difficult dish, so it's
I
fine.
know. I don't know why I thought it was easy. I Googled something and it said simple lasagna.
How long did it take you to make the lasagna?
I don't even remember because I never ate it.
Oh.
I was so stressed out.
Casey, what are some things you would never eat? For example, some people think everybody in the Philippines think we all eat balot, dinuguan, sundot, kulangot.
Oh, yeah. Everybody assumes every Filipino eats that. I mean, I'm Filipino and I don't really eat that. I've tried them when I was younger. But so dinuguan is something I probably won't be able to eat again. But I have to admit that was like one of my favorite meals when I was a kid when I didn't know what it was. I swear I thought it was some form of like hot, dark chocolate stuff. Like I honestly thought it was like the worst was like, yeah, like because it's black. Like first of all, who eats black food unless it's like squid ink, right? And then so in high school, you know how they do those like charity outings and then they make you go to like the provinces here to do like outreach stuff. And for like 4 days I was like 14 or 15 and I was assigned to the pigs. I had to like take care of animals and then I spent some time with the pigs at the farm. And I would hear them bathe them, play music for them at night, and then just leave them and make them sleep. But then I got home after 4 days to my mom's house, and they served pork adobo. And and I saw it, and I was like, oh, I can hear them and see their beautiful eyes. And from then on, I was like, I'm never eating pork again. I can't. And so dinuguan for me would be like a major. It would be a hard no.
Okay. Balut, you have tasted?
I've tasted balut, but not the actual duck.
Okay.
Okay, I admit that too. I didn't want to say it. Have you guys tried it? Have you all tried it? Yeah.
Yes.
No.
No. Yeah. So I've had like the soup. I've had the soup of it. My grandma would feed me the soup and the like yolk, the like yellow yolk part.
They say it's delicious. The soup.
It's savory.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
That bad.
I like to think of it as broth.
Yeah, exactly. I think the only issue I had with it was one time I got a beak, and after that, I could not eat it again.
I know, crazy, right? Like to each his own. Some people like it. Like some people eat like fish eye, and they think it's like the special part.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
They're like, that's the best. When there is meat.
I know you're in the Philippines right now, but I think you might be missing some restaurants in Paris or LA. What are these restaurants?
I do miss LA. I miss Rosaline. So it's like ceviches and good pisco sours and just the vibe of it all. They've brought the outdoors indoors and it's such a good vibe. I think it's Peruvian. I miss that. I miss John and Vinny's, the spaghetti there. I do miss all the wonderful vegan restaurants in LA. And then I wanted to try Mam Sir, owned by a Phil Am chef. I don't know if you know him, but I never got to. And I heard they closed because of the pandemic. But in Paris, I do definitely miss just all the the bakeries, you know, like the boulangeries and all of the neighborhood cafes and the market streets, like just like all of these places in Paris are like all these streets. What is it called? Rue Claire. I love that. And just like, yeah, just the creperies like Café Prez and yeah. I do. Okay, now I'm like, okay, now I really want to travel. Yes, I definitely do. I actually miss restaurants in Manila too. I there are a couple of restaurants I loved going to that I don't even know if they're opening up again, you know, my go-to. So there's a place called 1210. So 1210 is a small, it's owned by like 20 somethings who have become friends of mine, and they're a couple, right? So the guy's a chef, and the wife, now they're married, is the manager, and they serve like nice Japanese fusion food with good whiskey sours and other cocktails, and it's the vibe is so good. It's a hole in the wall. I miss that. I don't know if they're reopening or if they're open now. And then I do like La Picara and like all these Spanish restaurants here. There's some good restaurants in Manila right now, and also outside the city. It's a growing food industry, restaurant industry, and you know that's one of the things that I think really moved me to support local and just, you know, I just want to make. I have a lot of chef friends and a lot of people who are super passionate about supporting the restaurant industry here. Filipinos, like people who are starting to really work and earn, you know, a lot of them really have this thing for traveling. So, you know, a lot of people have been able to get out of the country and see the world. And so it's nice to see like this bustling sort of industry happen in such a short time. And a lot of really young talent, you know, a lot of really young and imaginative chefs have really emerged, and it was really nice to see. So even through the pandemic, I feel like all these people were really coming up with creative ideas and creative solutions to keep doing what they love to do, and then using like delivery services to keep, you know, sharing their talents and sharing food. So yeah, like you know, I have Chef Japes, who's a friend of mine. There's Gaita Flores, Chef Margarita Flores, who has like a whole bunch of restaurants that she was knighted in Italy for her like contribution for like culinary scene in the culinary scene. So there's a lot of super talented Filipino culinary peeps who have been making waves over here and outside. I don't really want to single out a lot of restaurants, but it definitely is something I want to advocate and push for. Is to support, you know, like local restaurants and chefs and talents in the culinary world, and also like the farmers who are actually frontliners. And I quarantined for 3 months out of town in the province, like in the countryside, and so I learned a lot about farming and food. And I was like, damn, like you don't really think about what you're eating, where it came from, who grew it, who like spent days and nights, blood, sweat, and tears trying to grow this thing. I mean, I'm here trying to grow like herbs in my patio and failing at it. Like I can't even grow aloe vera. I can't even grow like rosemary, you know? And you have all these farmers making your food, growing your actual food. So yeah, like I feel like I'm really trying to educate myself about that world because we don't really think about it, you know?
Casey, how has cooking changed your life? Maybe we can call you Chef Casey in the future?
Oh my God, in the future, yes, but not now. Definitely not now. I mean, cooking has always been a part of Filipinos' lives, you know? I'm Kapampangan from the province of Pampanga, which is where my mom and her family, my mother's side, is from. And they're known for cooking and like good sauces and like amazing food, and they're super OC, like obsessive compulsive about food and how it's prepared. They like everything fresh. They don't like anything packaged. And it's just like that kind of life that I grew up in, it really influences you and your choices when you go to the grocery store, when you go to the farmer's market. Like you want to get things as fresh as possible. Like I don't like storing things in my fridge or my pantry for more than a month, or maybe more than 3 weeks even. I don't know about you guys, but like, you know, like I like farmers markets. I like, I think more and more people are getting into fresh food and organic food. And so cooking and getting to know about farming, like all those things make you realize the value of what you're eating and buying. So like with the World Wildlife Fund, I think that's what it's called in the States and Canada, or the Worldwide Fund for Nature, WWF. Like they've been teaching us a lot about, you know, how not to waste food, about like you're having like a connection with food and having a healthy relationship with food. And that doesn't just mean like health problems or like body image issues. It also means understanding like where the food is coming from and the effort it took for people to actually grow that and bring it to you. So yeah, those are the things, you know, and I think it's that made me, you know, it just makes you respect food and the restaurant industries around the world and chefs around the world too.